Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel, and if it is your first time here, welcome. So in this video we're going to be talking about a little postpartum depression, anxiety. I know that it's a touchy topic, like anything that has to do with mental health. It's scary for people to talk about, but frankly I don't care. So I'm going to be telling on myself basically what I've been dealing with, and I know that probably a lot of you who ever watch my video might can relate or find information in it helpful, or sometimes when you tell your story, just that somebody that watch it know that, oh, I'm not alone. So that's basically what this video is about. So let's start with a little backstory. So if you're new here and you don't know, I have got two kids. I have a 15-year-old and I have almost 2-year-old. TJ is gonna be 2-year-old September, so now he's like 22 months old, or 23. He's gonna be 23 months old this month. Like every time I say their age, people be like, like the gap between it. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that also. I made a video the other day and I mentioned postpartum depression is real. So if you're suffering from postpartum depression, please talk to somebody. Talk to your counselor or talk to a friend, a trusting family member. Talk to somebody. I've never really had postpartum depression. What I have is anxiety, and I don't know if it's, well, you can still call it postpartum because TJ is 2 years old. I mean, no matter how old they get, it's postpartum in my eyes, right? So TJ's almost 2 years old, Shamal is 15, but I have anxiety. As I say, I don't want to categorize it as postpartum, but it's just anxiety. I get anxious about a lot of things, and like when I mention some of these things, you might look at me as crazy or call me crazy, and that's why I say there's so much stigma when it comes to mental health, or when people talk about what they're going through mentally. Like some people just rather not do it, because there's the stigma around it. But listen, I don't care. So one of the things that I think about a lot is dying, leaving my kids prematurely. And when I say prematurely, I mean like too soon. Like I don't live to see them grow up. I want to live to see them get to adulthood, live their life, start a family if they wish to. I want to get to see that. I'm 31 years old and my mom is still alive. So my mom get to see I become an adult. She get to meet her grandkids. So I want that. I don't want to like get in a car accident and die tomorrow and they just be out there on their own. Oh my God. Like just like literally things like those flood my mind, and it scares the crap out of me. Like those are the things that actually get my heart pumping. So next thing, my sister, some of you may know, some of you don't, but my sister passed away when she was 29 years old, and that's what I meant when I say prematurely or too soon. And when she died, her kids, one was just 5 years old, Grayson was 5 years old, and Sonson was 3. Yeah, so no, they're growing up and she's not here. Like that, the thought of that just like give me anxiety. I want to be here for my kids. I want to get to see them become adults. I want to see them live their life, start a family, get their job, their first job, all of that. I want to be here for it. So just the fact that you think of death, you don't know when it's gonna be your turn, that gives me anxiety. Also, like certain contents I cannot watch. Like it affect me big time. The other day, what happened down in Texas, where the end, oh my God, where 22 people got killed. Was 22 people got killed, and more than half of them were kids, babies. Like I cried. I swear to God, I cried. Like these are the things that just get me, like 4th of July, we're going out, we're going by down by the mall to see the fireworks with the kids, and that I had so much anxiety because there's so much mass shooting happening in the US now, where anywhere there's crowd, you have to think that there's a possibility of mass shooting. And in another state, they were having a 4th of July parade and there was a mass shooting. Right before I left home, my husband sent me the link and I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that? Like, I already had so much anxiety, and then seeing that the very thing that I fear, seeing it happen somewhere else, I'm like, oh my God. But the thing is, even though I have so much anxiety, I don't let it cripple me, because I still went for Shamoya's sake, the kids' sake. Shamoya was so excited to go. You know, she had her whole plan of what she wanted to bring to eat. I'm gonna insert a picture of all all the stuff on the platter that she brought. We did not eat half of them, but and I said to her, Shamoy, it's just you and I. Why are you taking so much food? But anyway, that's beside the point. But yeah, so she was so excited to go. So I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm not going because I'm scared. You know, I don't want to be crippled by my fear. So I pray real hard. Even when I was there, I'm thinking safety. I didn't go in the open. I stay in the tree line just in case something pop off. Like, it is crazy to be thinking like that, but it is what it is. That's just how the world is. So you have to think safety. You have to be vigilant and just pay attention to your surrounding. And that's just one of the things that gets me really anxious. Like, as I say, certain contents I don't watch. Like anything that has to do with kids, like babies and like sickness or death, don't send it to me. I tell my family and friends, don't send stuff like those to me, because ever since I have kids, and even with TJ, you know, as a baby, I'm so sensitive. Like, when I tell you that it doesn't take much for me to cry. You know, like I see somebody else's story and I bawl. You know, like I'm just so sensitive. And the thing is, I wasn't like this until I have kids, and I think it was like that with Chamoy. But now that I have also TJ, who's a baby, it just heightened, like all the way up. Another thing that I have anxiety about is being on the road and my stroller with TJ in it, like just run off in the road. Like, that is one of my biggest fear. That gives me so much anxiety. So like when I'm on the road, as soon as I stop, I lock the stroller and I keep my hand on it. Like, that is literally one of my biggest fear. Another one of my fear is going out somewhere, and when I turn around, TJ is gone. You know, sometimes like you don't even realize, like you're so, something may be happening, and you're like, so you're giving it all your attention, and you forget for a split second that, oh, your baby's standing there. When you probably look around, they're gone. That's one of my biggest fear. So like what I do whenever I'm out in public and he's standing, and that's why I always say, like, now that he's wanting to run around and not want to be in the stroller no more, it's kind of even harder, because when he was in the stroller, I know that he's in the stroller, I can look away and he ain't go nowhere. I just keep my hand on the stroller. But now that he's down there, you know, I have to be more vigilant. I have to pay attention to him more. But if I'm gonna look away and he's standing out there, I gently put my hand on the top of his head while I look away, so therefore I can feel his movement. So that's something that I practice. Once I'm gonna look away, or if I'm distracted by something, I just gently put my hand on the top of his head while I look away. So any movement, I'm still aware. I can feel it. Also driving. Like, again, some of you may know, some of you may not, but I was in a really big car accident in Virginia. Like, my car flipped 1,000 times, or what felt like 1,000 times. And ever since then, I've had really bad anxiety of driving. But no, it's even worse with kids, because I'm just scared, like, I'm gonna get in a wreck, they're gonna be in the car, we're all gonna die. So driving is not something that I do now. I do plan on driving again in the future, but I don't want to drive in the city. Like, the people here in DC, they drive like crazy. You know, they really drive crazy. So I don't want to drive in the city. I want to move away from the city, go back somewhere in the suburb, or, you know, in a small town, and then I probably drive there, you know. Next year, Shamoy is going to be able to drive, so she's trying to convince me that I should get a car, and then she'll be my chauffeur. So that's also a possibility, but I still have anxiety about that too, because I don't want nothing to happen to her. And as I said, they drive crazy out here. But I'll think about it. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. maybe that will push me to go back around the steering, because I rather do it than let her do it. I don't know, we'll see. But that's also something that I have anxiety about, driving. And since the car accident, I've driven because I was forced to drive. When my mom came and visit my neighbor up the road, she has 2 cars, so she was like, here, take the key, wherever you want to go, you can go. And when my mom was coming, my friend took us to the airport to pick up my mom. But when my mom was leaving, it was early in the morning, my friend had work, and I had no choice but to drive to the airport. And the airport is like 45 minutes away. I mean, I did it, but not without anxiety. Yeah, so those are just some of the stuff that I struggle with on a daily basis. Being a mom, being a parent is hard, y'all. It's hard, you know. You have to deal with all these things. You have to think about your kids. Right now, I swear to God, the world that we live in scare me. Forget about the individualized things that I just mentioned. The world scare me. Thinking about all that is happening out there, human trafficking, they're kidnapping kids, like all of that, it scares the crap out of me. So when I'm out and about, as I say, I try not to let it cripple me. So it's not that I'm gonna lock myself away in the house and not go anywhere, not do anything. I don't let it cripple me. I pray and I go. You know, I pray to God every time I'm stepping out. I say, dear God, please bring us back home safely. And if it's just me, I pray to God, please bring me back to my kids. You know, so I try not to let it cripple me. I still try to live, but the world is scary, you know. I know that opening up and sharing your story is hard, you know. So be nice to each other. That's kind of loud, but that's a garbage truck. But yeah, as I was saying, opening up and sharing your story is already hard by itself. So be nice, right? Be nice to one another. Be nice to me. Be nice in the comment, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think, or if you're having similar experience with anxiety or postpartum depression. And as I said before, if you're having postpartum depression, please talk to somebody. It's okay. We need to normalize talking to counselors, seeing counselors. You know, if you can't see a counselor, don't want to see a counselor, talk to a trusting family member, somebody that you can put your trust in, somebody that loves you and would understand. It's hard going through these stuff alone. You need somebody to talk to. As I say, a lot of people look at you and think that, oh, what? That's crazy. They're crazy. Like, the stuff that you struggle with every day, other people judge you for it and say that you're crazy or you're this, you're that. But listen, it's okay. Everybody's journey is different. Everyone is different. So everyone is dealing with different stuff. So what you're dealing with, somebody might look at it and say, oh, you're crazy, but you're not dealing with what they're dealing with. And if they were supposed to share their story, not everybody has the guts to share their story, but if they were supposed to share their story, probably you would look at them and say, oh my God, I never thought that somebody could be going through that or suffering with that, or, you know. So you might think that, oh my God, that's crazy. But as I say, to each his own. Everybody has their story, and you need to remember that your story is not your own, right? Whatever we go through in life, it's for us to share so that we can help somebody who's going through a similar situation and just let them know that they're not alone. You know, it always helps when someone knows that, oh, I'm not the only one experiencing this, I'm not the only one going through this, so it's okay. Deal with it gracefully and the best way possible, and the best way so that you can be a better mom for your kids. That's it. That's all that we can do. Okay guys, so I'm gonna end this video here. I hope it wasn't too long. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as I said before, this video with someone, if you want that this video would help somebody that is struggling with postpartum depression or anxiety, go ahead and share the video, and remember, be kind, okay? Thank you so much, and if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Bye guys.